Chapter 2. You know you destroyed my bar. Ram said, sounding a little aggressive as his arms are crossed. So sorry about your bar, Ram. I had to end Elsa in her place to save Emilia's life. Naruto said, looking at Elsa's ashes in the hole and the bar. This whole bar is completely destroyed because his Rasengan is quite powerful to destroy a small house. Come to think of it, you destroyed the whole bar with magic orb before I got here. I'm impressed. Reinhardt said as he checked the damages Naruto caused. Yeah, everything is gone. Looking at the new guy with spiky hair, he didn't seem to be a knight or not around here. Reinhardt learned his name is Naruto Uzumaki that defeated the Bowel Hunter, Elsa Granhirt, which is what she called. It appeared that she's former of the assassin organization and has an order to kill Emilia. Comparing her to Naruto, he was more like an assassin, but he called himself a shinobi, which makes sense with the kunai he had. So, what's next? What about those two? Naruto meant Ram and Felt who lived here. Don't worry about them. I know what to do with them. Reinhardt said. What about you, Naruto? You told me you're a new traveler. I don't know because I don't have money with me to rent the hotel. He said with a bit smile like it was nothing. The truth is he didn't have that kind of money in this fantasy world. Naruto, you can come to my house and live with me. Emilia said with a light-hearted smile, causing the blonde to turn to her with a surprised expression on his face. You've been very helpful to me and you deserve a reward. So, you can come to live with my house. Really? Yes, Naruto. Thank you, Emilia. Naruto. Naruto, wake up. We're going to my home. Naruto was awakened by the girl's voice when his eyes were opened and turned over to see the silver-haired girl who woke him up. Wow, Emilia's up earlier than him because he usually sleeps until 10 or 11 in the morning. But just now, he remembered they had to go home and she wanted him to live with her. Good morning, Emilia. He yawned while stretching his arms up. He needs to be ready before heading to Emilia's home. Morning, Naruto. How was your sleep? She asked. Much better. He broke a smile as he got off a bed and went to the chair where he placed his jacket. His weapon tool is on the desk so he packed it with him, but he's missing something. Then, a finger tapped on his shoulder and he turned around to see Emilia who held the metal headband in her hands for him. Looking for this? Emilia asked gently with a smile. Thank you, Emilia. He replied as he grabbed his headband and wrapped it around his forehead. He was starting to do something, but he noticed Emilia gazed at his headband. That headband seems to be important to you. She said as she stared at the strange curving symbol on the metal. What is that symbol? It means leaf. It represented my village. It mainly meant that two clans had a friendship. So, it was indicated to be the symbol of friendship. Oh. She understood as she nodded. Then, it must be special for you. It's special to me because my teacher gave me his own headband at graduation. He comforted me not to give up my life and my dream, so he gifted me after I saved his life. He wanted me to become a great man to make everything peaceful. He smiled. He never forgets that time Sensei Irika comforted him and gave him his own headband. Your teacher must be a great person. I'm sure he'll be watching you. Emilia smiled at his story. It was a sweet story between Naruto and his teacher. Naruto nodded while staring at his headband. He was wondering how things are going in his world. For sure that everyone was looking for him. They don't have the portal jutsu, but Sasuke does and the only one who can use it. It'll take him a while to find him because this world is new and it will be hard for him to find it. The new world wasn't too bad at all. Everything is fine, but it's just like he needs to get used to it. Naruto. Emilia asked softly as Naruto snapped out from his thoughts and turned to look at her. You seemed a little distant, are you okay? The blonde man stared at the silver-haired girl until he realized she was worried about him. Emilia is very careful and sweet. I'm fine, Emilia. Don't worry. I'm just trying to figure things out to Bayo. He assured her. Good. She smiled. Naruto, breakfast is ready downstairs. Naruto nodded as he and Emilia went out of the room. They walked downstairs and found the breakfast on the table. Emilia was the one who sat down first before him, but she looked at him and saw him doing a prayer. Itadakimasu. Naruto prayed as he began to eat, but he noticed Emilia looking at him. What's up? Itadakimasu. What does that mean? Emilia asked. It means thanks for the food. It's a kinda religious thing in my homeland. Naruto said, but was surprised that she doesn't know about that. Maybe, this world is fantasy without knowing about his language. You should say it, too. You want me to say that? She asked. Yeah, it's for respecting people who cook the food for you. Oh okay. Emilia said as she did a prayer like what he did. Itadakimasu. There you go. Now, we eat the breakfast tobeo. Remember, before you eat, you always say that word. Naruto said. Emilia nodded as she started to eat breakfast. Well, she learned a new word from him. Man, this road is very long and far away from the capital. The road took some hours to get to Emilia's house. Naruto didn't know her house had a long road for them to travel. Where are we? He asked as he sat next to Emilia in the carriage while the driver was riding the horses. We're almost there. We passed by the village until you will see my house. She said before Puck flew out from her crystal necklace, and he looked at them. Puck met the human boy again and heard what happened from last night. Lia told me what happened last night. Thank you for saving her life. If you hadn't been there with her, she wouldn't have been dead right now. I'm glad you were there with her and saved her. He said. It's no problem. I'm just glad I'm here with her. Naruto said. I'm sorry that I didn't do much to help you, Naruto-sama. Emilia said as her hands clenched for not helping Naruto. She felt so useless. Don't worry about it, Emilia. You've already saved me twice. Why wouldn't I repay the favor? Naruto asked. No, Naruto-sama. I wasn't Dash. Just call me Naruto. I can see it in your eyes. Don't be hard on yourself. You are strong. He said. Emilia had never been on a first-name base with anyone because she always says that to everyone with respect. It was rare that Naruto told her not to use that word calling him with Sama. He even became her first friend without asking him, and she's a half-elf. She never had been friends with humans because they hated her. However, seeing Naruto here with her, he didn't seem to be afraid of her appearance and wouldn't care if she reveals herself as a half-elf. He's a strange one, but good-hearted. It's very nice he encouraged her not to feel bad on herself when she looked down. Naruto is a sweet talk and a good soul. Thank you, Naruto. You're very kind. Emilia noticed her spirit creature likes to be around with Naruto. He's usually very cautious to humans and demi-humans for her safety, but also part of the rare moment to see him like that. So, Puck. Why did you call her Lia? Naruto wondered. Because I created a nickname for her. Puck said, flying toward him and landing on his hand to relax. This feeling is surprisingly nice, warm, and comfortable for him to rest. He looked at Naruto's eyes to check it, but suddenly got chilled down his spine in seconds. What is this feeling from him? Those eyes of his have experienced death and war, but there are more than that. It's almost like he has fought the war before. Naruto's mana is strong, very strong. Puck won't lie about his presence, he's a very strong human with large mana in him, but something off about him. It was another one, but more. The manas are quite larger and powerful than his mana. What is he? Where did he come from? Puck. Naruto asked. Puck snapped out and delivered a smile to him. Sorry. I was just thinking of things. He said. Naruto sounded so unsurely, starting to purr underneath Puck's chin with his fingers. Seriously, his fur is hella soft. Judging his cute appearance, he's pretty strong and stronger than Kiba's pet, Akamaru. Hey, Naruto. Puck whispered to him in his ear as he looked at him. Can you do me a favor? Sure, what is it? Well, actually, Lia is 115 years old. She knows everything, but... Puck looked at Emilia and back to Naruto. Can you teach her something? She's getting very interested in your words and what you say. Then, Naruto was frozen when he learned Emilia's age was 115 years old. He blinked his eyes at her age and she looked the same age as his age, but no, she's far older than him. Why yeah? He wondered, sounding like he doesn't know how to respond. Wow, he didn't know Emilia's age would be old and also want new words from him. It was the same thing as his homeland, but she doesn't know anything, according to what Puck told him. Yep, it's a promise for him that he'll teach her how to say it like him. What are you guys whispering about? Emilia asked curiously. Nothing, Lia. Yeah, it was nothing. We just talk about friends to Bayo. Both of them gave Emilia their thumb up at the same time like nothing happened. However, the silver-haired girl showed her cute pout at them for not telling her. It's not fair how those two kept the secret from her and not telling her. She wanted to know what they're whispering about. She's suspicious of us. Puck whispered. Don't worry about her. I'm a shinobi. As long as we can keep it quiet, Emilia won't ouch. Naruto screamed in pain, getting his ear pinched by Emilia's hand and also grabbing Puck's ear. Don't try to hide from me, you two. If you keep this up, I'll get mad. She warned with anger. Ow. Ow. You are mad. You are mad. Naruto and Puck spoke at the same time as Emilia let go of their ears. Naruto and Puck were stroking their ears after she released them. Damn, that's hurt, really hurt. She pinched them really hard. She's maybe a beautiful girl, but she has a motherly personality and they don't want to mess with her. We're here. Puck said as Naruto walked out to see outside. This place was huge. A massive garden with fountains and walking paths took up the large area. Damn, they got everything. Mostly for the huge-ass house. Naruto didn't know how to describe her mansion. It is pretty big. He wished he could have a house like that because he only lives in his apartment. Whoever owns this place was ridiculous. When he got off the carriage, he followed Emilia to her mansion while he's exploring the place. Emilia, you own this place? He asked. Oh no. It was Roswell-san who owns this mansion. Emilia said. You seem very shocked. Puck said as he sat on Naruto's shoulder. Yeah, I am. I don't know what to say, but this is amazing. Is he living by himself? Nope, he's not. We have 3 people live in the mansion. Emilia said. Naruto nodded as they entered the mansion and he looked very shocked. Inside of the mansion, the room is hella big. The details are so nice. The pictures are all over the walls and the other stuff. Speaking of which, the blonde man didn't see anyone live here. Yeah, he knows that Puck told him the owner isn't alone in the mansion. Still, where's everybody? It's so quiet in here. He thought there'll be more people. Welcome home, Emilia-sama. The blonde man heard 2 persons who called Emilia's name as he turned around to look who it was. He saw 2 girls with maid dresses. They all wore the same dresses, but something different about them. The girl on the left has medium-length light pink hair that covers her left eye, and darkish pink eyes. She also has hair clips towards the right side of her hair. The other girl on the right has medium-length sky blue hair that covers her right eye and light blue eyes. Her appearance looks the same as the girl with pink hair. Both of them are twin sisters, but their eyes and hairs are different. The girl has pink eyes and pink hair. The second girl has blue eyes and blue hair. Hello, Rem and Ram. Where's Roswell? Emilia asked. He has an important meeting today, but he'll be back soon. The girl with blue hair said as she noticed Emilia brought a stranger with her in the mansion. Emilia-sama, who is this new guest? His name is Naruto Uzumaki. He saved my life from the attack. He doesn't have a home, so he'll be living here with us. The silver-haired girl said. Naruto saw the 2 maids bowing to him respectfully as he's the new guest of the mansion. He sensed their auras, and they're not the humans. Mostly, he caught the stronger one which belonged to the maid with blue hair. Strange, something is fishy about her and her sister. He gave them an awkwardly waving hand gesture. Hi, it's nice to meet you too. He greeted. Welcome to your new home, Uzumaki-san. I'm REM. The girl with blue hair introduced herself as she pointed at the girl with pink hair. This is my sister, Ram. It's nice to meet you, Uzumaki-san. The girl with pink hair said. You can call me Naruto. Just Naruto. He smiled as he gave a wave hand to them. He didn't mean to be a little rude to them, but he didn't like to be calling his last name and word, san. Very well then. We shall call you Naruto. Ram said. That's better. Naruto said as he looked around the whole place while walking. Damn, 2 maidens in the mansion. He thought there'll be more of them and Puck isn't kidding. So, he met 2 maidens Rem and Ram, but there's one more person that he wants to meet. He always wants to meet anyone, so he'll get to know of them. That was his thing because he wanted to make friends. But, he wouldn't dare to make friends with them. This is a fantasy world and people have magic. They wouldn't like to trust strangers. Naruto has 9 bijus inside him and wouldn't like to tell them about them. Afraid that they'll think of him as a demon or demi-human, whatever they called. Maybe they'll attack him because of that. He and 9 bijus have already decided not to tell them about their secret. Not where he's from. Not the kind of powers he has. Everything needs to be sealed and secret no matter until he can trust them. Yes, of course he'll find a way to get back to his world. If not, he'll have to wait for his friend to find him here. Hey, Naruto. Emilia said as Naruto looked at her. I'm going to my room and change my clothes. Rem and Ram will find you a room and help you around here. Thank you, Emilia. He smiled. So, tell me, are you the only ones who live here? Naruto asked as he followed 2 maidens in the hallway. Yes, we are the only ones who live here. Ram said. We don't have a lot of guests who live here. You're our first guest who is going to live here with us. Rem said. I see. Naruto said as he looked away and explored around the mansion. Damn, this place is huge and has a lot of stuff. He doesn't like saying that to them, but this mansion is really hard working for 2 maidens. Those 2 must have been working very hard for the owner. Honestly, they need to hire more maids to help the 2 girls. There was another option that he can help them with their work by using the clones to clean the whole mansion. Pretty good idea to use that. He could wait until the owner comes back from his business. You 2 worked very hard for this. He said. Thank you for concern us, but we do that every day. Rem said. Don't you need more maidens? I mean, it's just 2 of you. Rem and I are the only ones that can do it together. You don't have to be worried. Ram said. The blonde man nodded, but still, they need to hire more maids to help them. I understand. He said before he stopped when he sensed the aura on his left. The girls stopped when they saw Naruto stopped. Something strange about this door, but it looks like he's going to have to find out. He reached for the door and opened before entering the room. His expression is amazed when he found the library. This mansion has a library. The books are everywhere on the bookshelves. This room is very clean and quiet because he sensed a one-person's aura in here. I'm impressed you found my room, Kashira. Naruto heard a girl's voice, but her voice is high-pitched like a child. He looked it down and found a little cute girl sitting on her chair and reading the book. She has long cream-colored hair that she has tied in 2 twin drills along with blue eyes that have a butterfly pattern at the center. She wore a frilled dress with pink ribbons, tights, and shoes. A tiny crown lays latched upon the rear right side of her hair, with a butterfly-shaped ribbon joining her cape at her sternum. What? He confused, blinking his eyes to see this little girl. That can't be her, the owner of the mansion, because the owner likes to read in the library. Oh yes, Naruto-kun. This is Beatrice-sama. Ram introduced him to her as she looked at the girl. Beatrice-sama, this is Naruto-kun. He'll be living with us. May I ask why, Kashira? She asked as she showed bad manners to Naruto. Because it was Emilia-sama's request. Rem answered as she looked at Naruto, who had a confused look on his face. You seem confused, Naruto-kun. Yeah, I am. He said. Oh. This is Beatrice's door crossing. A magic that can connect any door in the mansion to her room. Rem said. Incredible. Naruto thought as he sensed her aura. That girl isn't just a child. She has magic like Emilia. HM. Beatrice grunted as she closed the book and put it on the table. Since Naruto's in the library, he wanted to explore for a minute. Lots of books on the shelf and so organized. This is already more impressive than the library building in his world. Having a library in the mansion or in his old apartment like Beatrice's room, it'll be very cool. However, this isn't just a room. He doesn't have a seeing ability, but he can feel this room isn't a room. This magic is from that little girl. He won't lie about this, but her magic is very cool that she can connect any door in the mansion to her room. This is an amazing library. I can't believe you used magic to connect any door in this mansion to your room. Naruto said. Come of thinking this, I really like your magic, Tebeo. You are a clever human for finding my library. She said as she got off the chair and walked toward the blonde man to greet. Yes, like the 2 maidens said. I'm Naruto Uzumaki, it's nice to meet you. Naruto said as he gave a hand gesture to shake her hand, but she doesn't look like she's going to shake his hand. Beatrice placed her hand on his stomach. Don't move, she warned as she started to use a magic on him. Naruto looked in confusion, but he nodded and did what she told him to do. His eyes widened in shock when he felt his chakra is draining out. It was that little girl who drained his chakra to her. She can transfer magic. However, his body doesn't feel tired from her. Beatrice didn't drain too much chakra from really draining, but she collected his chakra from his body. This isn't bad because he can't feel pain from draining. She is really good at chakra mana transfer. No mistake, but she's really good at it. What a minute. If Beatrice is collecting his chakra without realizing that he has 9 bijus, which means she's going to take, oh shit. It's too late to warn her when she suddenly fell with a painful scream. Naruto rushed and grabbed her waist before slamming on the ground from the heat blast. Rem and Ram are shocked and they see Beatrice fell for transferring his mana. Naruto had to check on her hand after his mana hurt her. This is bad because her hand is burned with a smoke. The one mana she transferred is Kurama's chakra. He didn't know that could hurt her. Damn it, Kurama. He thought. It's her fault for trying to steal my chakra without asking. Remember, Naruto. We are linked together. Kurama said. Kurama is right because him and Naruto are linked together. Their bonds are too strong. Rem and Ram were worried about Beatrice when they saw this. They rushed toward her, but she stopped them with an open hand. Shit, are you okay? Were you trying to steal my energy? Naruto asked as he took a water bottle from his pouch and poured on her burned hand to cool it down. Then, he took a bandage wrap and wrapped around her injury hand. I'm okay, Kashira. Beatrice said as she watched him, wrapping her hand with a bandage wrap. This boy is dangerous. No mana, especially from a human, should harm her in such a way. I'm very sorry for hurting you, but stealing someone's energy is a bad idea. Sometimes the unique energy can fight back. Naruto said as he finished wrapping Beatrice's hand. Damn, he didn't know she would collect Kurama's chakra because it's too powerful and dangerous for her. Anyway, that was a close one. If she collected his chakra even more, her body wouldn't have burned by the red chakra. Luckily, she didn't. So I take it you are not human, Kashira. Beatrice said. I'm human alright, but not just a human. I'm the shinobi. He said as he stood up and lifted the little girl up to stand on her feet. Beatrice looked at her hand for a moment before hiding it behind her back and turning away from him. Thank you, Kashira. It was my fault, so I shouldn't have warned you before that. He said with a smile before he got launched from the room by the little girl with a powerful magic. Then, the door slammed right in his face. When Beatrice closed the door, she looked at her bandaged hand once more from the human. It was nice of that human to bandage her hand, she supposed. This will be your room, Naruto-kun. Ram said as she and her sister showed him where his room is. It was just a normal bedroom, but at least it looks better than his old. But, he felt uncomfortable from those maidens. They saw what happened between him and Beatrice because his chakra hurt her when she tried to drain his chakra. Well damn, he didn't really mean to hurt her that bad. Is there anything we can do? Rem asked. Naruto explored for a bit and turned around to look at them. No, that's it. Thank you for showing me. He said as the two maidens bowed and they left him from the room. Well, at least they didn't ask him a question about his mana. He's lucky that Beatrice forgiven him already. Those two sisters are very close. They must have worked together every day. So, he met everybody except the owner of the mansion because he had a meeting. That can wait until he returns. He took out his jacket and his weapons on the desk. Then, he sat down on the chair and relaxed for a bit. What do you think, guys? He thought. Just stay here and enjoy it. Sun said. The two maidens are highly alerted of you after Kurama's chakra blasted Beatrice away. You need to be careful of them. Matatabi said. Naruto nodded to Matatabi and went along with her. The two girls aren't maidens, but they know how to fight. As he's getting up now, he heard a knocking on the door caught his attention. Who could it be? He wondered as he went to the door and opened it. He found Emilia standing in front of his new room with a pink outfit. I finished changing my clothes. I hope they're not doing anything bad to you, Naruto. Emilia said. It's alright. I understand their reasons. He said. Again, she wore a pink outfit and almost looked the same as her other outfit, but this one is pink and her sleeves are much slender. Naruto had admitted about her appearance. She looked beautiful. Naruto. Emilia wondered. Oh. My bad, my bad. The blonde man said with a blush as he turned away from her. Anyways, Emilia. I know everything about the mansion, so I was going outside in the garden. Wanna come? Sure. Wow, this is amazing. Naruto amazed as he looked around the place in the yard. It's big and long. This is a good place for him to train here in this. Yes, it is beautiful. Emilia agreed as she walked on his side and looked at him. When the sunlight spotted his face, he looked so different. Then, she had a question on her face when Naruto walked ahead of her and moved unusual movements by stretching his legs and his arms out. She goes by observing him like she has never seen that movement before. Those are unusual movements. What are you doing? She asked. Warm-up exercises. You know, gotta warm up before doing exercise or training. Everybody does that. Naruto said. You have not seen this before? No, I don't think so. She answered as she sat on the ground and watched him do what he does. At that moment, she was surprised when Naruto summoned a clone. They looked the same with clothes and body. That's the clone he summoned to fight Elsa and saved her life from her. Hey, Naruto. What's up? I saw what you did from yesterday. Was that a clone? I'm surprised you know that. Yeah, that's a clone. Naruto answered as he and his clone did a fist pump. It's called Kage Bunshin. The clone said. Kage Bunshin? She has never heard those words before. That can't be an elf's language because no one ever summons the clones. Wow. So, that's a clone. Puck amazed as he flew around them and looked at their appearance. That's interesting. Pretty cool. The clone said. Yeah, it was. He nodded as he used his paw to touch the clone's face. It felt real from him. Are you real? I'm over here. The real Naruto said as he stood behind Puck and the pet turned around to see him. Yeah, he does look real to me. Of course, you wanna ask that question. Yes, he had the same movements like mine. I always used clones to use combination attacks by working together. I see, I see. Puck said. So, this is like a teamwork attack. Same movement and same appearance. That's pretty good for Naruto and the clones to do the teamwork. Poke. The clone said as he poked his finger Puck on his side of the stomach. Ninja poke. Oh, you wanna fight? Take this, punchbacks. He said as he punched the clone's face, but he took another hit from real Naruto. Hey. That's not fair. Emilia watched them playing with each other so childish. Then, she started to laugh at them and three guys stared at her. Oh, gosh. Sorry, I can't. What are you two doing? I'm dying. She laughed. Hearing her laugh, it was pretty cute from Naruto's thought. Thanks for your training, Master Puck. Naruto and the clone said together with a bow. You have completed my training. I'm proud of you, my students. Puck said with a deep voice. Please stop. You're both too funny. Emilia stopped laughing as she turned to look at the clone before the clone dismissed himself into white poof and disappeared. What? Oh, so your clone can die itself or dismiss itself. Puck said. That's correct, Puck de Bayo. He said. Naruto, why do you always say that word? Emilia wondered. It's a catchphrase. It's my favorite word. Well, actually, my mother always said that word, Naruto said with a smile. He remembered finding out that a red-haired woman is his mother by hearing that catchphrase. Seeing his face with emotion, Emilia started to get worried as she touched his shoulder. Naruto, are you okay? She asked before she saw the tears from his eyes. Did something happen to him? Maybe it was about his mother. I'm okay. Just had very emotional memories. He said as he wiped his tears. He'll never forget those words from his mother. Same goes from his father. He never had a chance to see them when he was a baby because they died to protect his life. But, it's okay because he already knows what they look like. He already met them in person. Honestly, he wanted to wish them to come back and spend more time with his family. Hey, Naruto. I'm sorry for asking that question. I didn't know that. Emilia apologized. It's okay, Emilia. You didn't know that and this isn't your fault. The blonde man smiled. Emilia looked at his eyes again. They were so filled with emotion, pain, respect, and hurt. Those eyes are almost like hers. Why did she get hurt from him? What kind of his past had he been through? Emilia. Naruto wondered. Are you dash? Emilia paused as she heard two voices and turned around to them. It was Rem and Ram. Oh. What brings you here? Emilia-sama. Our lord, Roswell-sama, has returned. Please come inside. Naruto and Emilia have entered the dining room. So, an owner of the mansion named Roswell should be here in any minutes. I was watching you from upstairs, Naruto. Beatrice said as she stood next to him. Oh, Beatrice. Yes, I noticed you were watching us from the house. Naruto said. You have a good sensor. No wonder why you called yourself a shinobi Kashira. She said. You bet. Naruto smirked as he looked down at her right hand with a bandage. How was your hand? Much better, Kashira. She said. Emilia looked at Beatrice's hand, too, when she heard Naruto ask. What's going on? Why is her hand bandaged? She asked. Naruto interrupted by the door opens as he stepped back away from it until he saw a guy with clown makeup. He's a tall, well-built man with long indigo hair with heterochromic eyes, the right one being blue and the left one being yellow. He wore unusual outfits comparable to those similar to a clown. He also wore a tiny black hat, black boots and a cape. My. How unusual to see you here, Beatrice. He spoke as he looked at her playing with Puck, which made Naruto surprised. I'm so happy you've decided to dine with me. That boy is more than enough of an addle-brained fool for me, Kashira. She said. You must be Roswell. I'm impressed that you're the owner of this mansion. Naruto said as he looked at the clown guy. So, this clown guy owned this mansion. However, he wasn't just a clown guy because he sensed his strong aura. He used magic like Emilia. There was something strange about him because Naruto felt negative emotions from Roswell. Indeed I am. Roswell said with a smile. You must be Naruto Uzumaki. That's me. He said, but he just had a question about him. Why does his voice sound like he's singing? Please have a seat. Rem and Ram will cook the lunch for us. Everyone took a seat at the table. Roswell sat on the lord chair and the others sat on the opposite side. Naruto and Emilia sat next to each other while they're talking to each other. The other side where Beatrice sat at is playing with Puck. Rem and Ram are back from the kitchen with food on the food cart. They passed the food for everyone. After that, they stood between Roswell like they're guarding him. Emilia was taking a bite of the food, but she forgot something before eating that. She looked at Naruto, who already noticed her. Both of them nodded and began to pray for food to thank. Itadakimasu. They said at the same time as the others looked at them strangely. How was it? Did I do great? Emilia asked. You did great, Emilia. I'm surprised we did it at the same time, so that was a good one. Naruto said with a smile. Really? She's surprised. Yeah, really. He smiled. Then, both of them are smiling at each other. Puck was surprised that Emilia learned a new word and prayed food from Naruto. He's the one who told him to teach her a few things from him. Naruto had never tasted this food in his world. He always eats his favorite food is ramen and loves eating at the restaurant. Guessed he had to try something different from here, so he took a spoon and dipped in the soup. He took a taste of the soup in his mouth and swallowed it. This soup is pretty good and he took another one. He actually enjoyed that soup rather than normal food. This is pretty good. Who cooks it? He asked. I cooked it, Naruto-kun. Rem answered. Rem, this food is actually good. Seriously, you're gonna make one hell of a wife to Bayo. Naruto smiled, but he noticed everyone was staring at him. What do I say? Do you realize what you say? Ram asked. Yes, so. Thank you for your words, Naruto-kun. Rem accepted without showing any emotion. One hell of a wife, sounds ridiculous. You're very kind, Naruto. Roswell said as he put the teacup down on the table. You come to the mansion of Margrave Mathers, in the kingdom of Lagunica. I heard from Emilia-sama that you saved her life from the assassin, right? Yes, that's correct. Her name is Elsa Granhirt. She's a vampire who tried to assassinate Emilia. Then, let me ask you this question, Naruto. How did you know that the assassin is coming for her life? Roswell asked with a smile. I'm a shinobi and I have an ability to sense aura. While I was helping Emilia's insignia, I found the scent of bloodlust and evil. Naruto said with a serious face as he looked at him. This clown guy seemed off and suddenly jumped into that question. This guy knows about the assassin named Elsa Granhirt. That kind of look on his face made Naruto not trusting him. Also, she's known as Bowel Hunter and former member of Assassin Organization. I'm sure you heard that before. Your fighting skills are quite similar hers, but much better than hers. You killed her. Roswell chuckled. Naruto looked at him very seriously. Are you saying I'm one of them? I didn't ask that of you. I was thinking maybe you used to be one of them, but you betrayed them. Came at Lagunica and saved Emilia's life from Elsa because you knew she was coming for her life. No knights can kill her unless high-skilled like Reinhard. But, you killed Elsa on your own. I killed Elsa because she tried to kill Emilia. I have no choice, but to kill her or else she wouldn't have killed Emilia. Naruto said. Then, tell me this. What are you, Naruto? No single human can fight off the vampire. Naruto opened his mouth to speak, but he saw Emilia standing up from the seat and shielded him from Roswell. Naruto is not like that. She said. I met him at the market. He helped me to find my insignia. Then, Puck came up and flew towards Naruto to protect him, too. Lia is right. He protected her from the vampire. If he hadn't been there with Emilia, she wouldn't have died there. Naruto was shocked that those two are defending him from getting accused by Roswell. Sure, he can make a comeback to that man because he did with Nagato and Obito. However, when he got supported by them, he was glad that they could trust him. I see that Emilia-sama is defending you. Roswell chuckled lightly as he drank the tea. I guess you are indeed someone that can be trusted. Forgive me for accusing like that. I forgive you, Roswell. Naruto said as he looked at Emilia and Puck. He gave them a smile. You may have any reward you request. Merely state your desire. Reward his request. So, that means he can make any request he wants, but he felt like Roswell is testing him. It's almost like he's watching him and wanting to know what kind of person he is. That clown wants to know his secret. He can leave the mansion, but he doesn't have any place to stay. Guess he had no choice, but staying will be his best option if that can make him go back to his world. Before Naruto's choosing that option, Kurama and the other 8 Bijus warned him about Roswell. He's pretty strong, but he's no match against him. I want to stay here for free. He answered. Roswell smiled as he clapped his hands. Very good. Very good. From now on, you will be treated as a guest in this place. If you like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you later, bye bye.